Seems we're up. Good. Hello, hello. Turn off the sound. Hey. Bare desk this morning. What's happening? Well, it's this. Got some sharpening to do before I can start work this morning. So. Good morning, gang, everybody. Special session. I'm not supposed to be here. This is Tuesday. Many times people have asked in recent chats, they don't see me doing any sharpening. And it's like, Dave doesn't ever sharpen his chisels and whatever. And I'd been doing them either at the end of the day after finishing or in the morning before starting. So it makes sense, of course, to delay it today and do it while people are watching. Change one glasses, get the other glasses. 3 different pairs of glasses here. Oh, the Patreon prints are moving, are they? I know they've gone, the first batch. People who had been subscribing, what's the word, not subscribing, people who had been Patreons for 3 months up until August. Theirs left in the last week of August. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it on the 15th of each month from now on. So September 15th, there'll be another shipment made of people who have been patrons, up to that point. And it's going to continue like that. For the small chibi ones. Then the other ones, the New Year's card and the share certificate, will go, once a year. To the people who are involved. So. Taikobashi. I'm on order here. Stone, there's 3 levels of stone that are in regular use here. There's a rough stone, not what this one is. There's a medium stone and a fine stone. Today I'll be on the medium and fine, and as you can see, I'm not using a natural stone here. For the rough and medium, I switched a couple of years ago to using these diamond stones. They are just so wonderfully efficient. So I've got these 4 chisels. I'll touch them on the medium stone first, then switch to the fine. And these are rounded chisels, so I'm giving it a rounded. We're working on the curve here. Very light touch. Save that for a sec. Doesn't need much. So fine, the chisels, it doesn't need much at all. Just seconds. I need a wood shaving. I should have got this ready. Where is it? Where is one? Just a minute. This next part is cool. I know Ito-san, the old carver, showed me this. I had been really having trouble with it. I've done the curved side of this thing on a wide, on a wide chisel. This is like 6 millimeters wide. I did the curved surface, no problem. Then you have to take the burr off the back by putting it flat on the stone and just giving it a few strokes to take that burr off the back before you move to the next level of stone. When it's flat, a good wide chisel, it's okay, it stays flat. This next one, 4 millimeters or so, no problem, I can keep it flat. But when you get to the narrow one, 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, as you do it flat, it rocks and you lose your flatness. So he showed me a cool trick. You put a piece of the cherry on the back of it like this, and look at this, it stays absolutely flat just for a few strokes to take that burr off the back. Bingo. And now you know the secret. Okay, so much for the medium stone. Now for the fine stone. This one's a hard stone. By itself, if I just did this, put water on it, it would do nothing. It's just like rubbing your knife on a marble floor or something. But the Nagara stone, which is a soft, I don't know, what's the word? It's really a soft stone. As you rub this on the other stone, I don't know if you can see it, it starts, there's a cloudy water there. It's mud. The Nagara itself dissolves. Oh, email from my daughter. Very unusual. Oh, last night's stream, people are talking about it, are they? I have no idea what's going to happen here today. Nice and shiny. The chisels are so small, it just doesn't need much. Just a couple of tiny strokes, that's enough to take away the metal and leave a good sharp edge. Just a couple of strokes. Sharpening is so easy here for us once you get to it. I was so bad at it, I just couldn't, I just put it off and put it off and put it off. I didn't know what I was doing, so let the tools get rough and, a bit scared of it. And of course, the duller the tools are, the more chips and stuff you make. Don't look. I do believe we're okay. The bigger chisels, you know, stuff like, stuff like these, of course, they take a lot more work. It's, 10 minutes or so to get that going. And I got one the other day on Yahoo Auctions. A chisel came up of a type that I'd like to get. It's a very, very shallow Marunomi type chisel. I've been looking for one of these for a long time. And it was cheap on Yahoo Auction because it's broken. So I'm going to have to spend a couple of hours, I guess. I don't have a grindstone, so I'll be doing it on my sharpening stones here. So bring it back down. But don't have time for that right now. Okay, there we go. Let's get to work. It's not a soapstone, it's a water stone. Water stone. All we use, well, except for the steel ones there, the stones we use are water stones. There's no oil stones. All right, where am I? What are we going to do today? Let's do her arm here. There's some dots. Let's figure out where the camera goes. Somewhere around there. Excuse me a minute while I fool around with this. I think that should do us, right? Okay, here we go. The tentacles, for those of you who know, like, who've been dropping in and dropping out and stuff, the tentacles are all finished. Last night and yesterday I did most of the bulk of the octopus head. Went around his eyes. I've left his eyes for now. I'm just going to get through a bit of her arm, her body. I'll save, I don't know, we'll just see what's going on. We'll just see. We're still quite a number of days of work left on this thing. And the next few days for me are going to be mixed, and some of the streams may be missing, but I'll try and organize the schedule now. Today is Tuesday. I'm not supposed to be here this morning, but I had promised sort of a Kickstarter event, Kickstarter information, something. We'll do that, before I leave this morning. And this too will be a shorter stream. I've been doing 90 minutes, but I can't stay that long today. So I'll be doing about an hour, starting at 8 o'clock my time, going till about 9. The shop is closed, and I'm supposed to be in Ome. And Aoyama-san, Lee-san, is out there. He's on the train now. And we're going to be working on some cases, some boxes. We got a new shipment of boxes arrived last week. And we can't get the box maker to finish them to what we want. So they just make the carcass of the box. And Aoyama-san and I finish it off. We put the slot in the top for the acrylic stand and stuff like that. We'd like to get a good box maker that could take it right all the way, but we just haven't found one. Then I'll be getting just whatever touch base with the Ome people. I haven't seen them in weeks. No, well over a month. I haven't been out there. There's a problem with the hot water. We got a bunch of things to do. Trim back the ivy that's in front of the place because the neighbors are starting to get a bit antsy about it. And they're having troubles with their computer, so I've got to restart it or something, or I don't know what it needs. Then I was trying to see the schedule. So this is Tuesday. There won't be a session this evening, Tuesday evening. Wednesday, there will be a normal morning session. This one tomorrow morning will be here normally. There won't be a Wednesday afternoon session. And it's good news, bad news. It's on a Kickstarter themselves, Kickstarter here in Japan, as part of their launch, which is happening later tonight over tomorrow. As part of their launch, they've got a bunch of media activities teed up. There's a big opening launch party tomorrow / press conference. And they want me there, understandably. This is all not just about me, of course. The Kickstarter is opening in Japan, and they've arranged a bunch of campaigns. I have no knowledge about these. There are either people like me who in the past have run a campaign based in a different country, or people who have used some other crowdfunding in Japan, or just new faces, I don't know. So when I'm on the stage or on the platform tomorrow night, we'll see who else is there with me, I don't know. There could be a lot of interesting things coming out of this. There's been crowdfunding in Japan has been way behind what it is in other countries. And it got off on a different foot. This is not good or bad, it's just different. Crowdfunding in Japan up to now has been more along the lines of people gathering funds for social reasons, like to help the kids evacuated from Fukushima or something like this kind of stuff. People have done sort of volunteer NPO type socially active campaigns and gathered money. So the rewards and stuff have been not specifically rewards, so it's just been, help us and feel happy about it. Cool, and very, very neat. I know there are some such campaigns on the Western Kickstarter, but it's not mostly what it's about. The Western Kickstarter is people who are trying to make stuff, do stuff. And to a large extent, Western Kickstarter ends up being like shopping, as you all know. But the Japanese mood has been different. Crowdfunding is supposed to be not for your own benefit, but for some wider social benefit. And I don't know if Kickstarter gets this, or if they do, they think they're going to be able to change it, or that they should change it, or I have no idea. So this experiment of theirs may work or may not. There's some examples, if you go back 10 odd years or so, more than 10 years, I guess, auction stuff. eBay was the global powerhouse. Here locally in Japan, it had been run by Yahoo Auctions. They had set something up. They were the first to market. They had it pretty much wrapped up. eBay came over at one point, thinking I guess they were going to just clean up and take it over. And then months later, they were gone. They gave up. And auctions here are Yahoo Auctions, and that's pretty much it. So the Kickstarter story could be the same. I don't know. There is local crowdfunding here that matches the local ethic. Doesn't matter to me because I've got a leg on both sides of the Pacific, so it doesn't matter. I heard a question there, so give me a moment here. What's this? Unplug it and plug it back in. Are we talking about the microphone? I'm not sure. Anyway, let me check the question. Nothing in the question box. Okay, I'm sorry. Hi. That wasn't a question sound, that boing, that was a Patreon sound. So I got confused there, I'm sorry. There's just kind of a lot of things going on this morning in my head, so. That was the sound of a new Patreon member joining. So. One campaign that I do think is coming from the Japanese side today is, I don't know if you know, there was a campaign here a few years ago that was staggeringly popular, and it was really interesting. It was the Air Bonsai campaign. Any of you know about that? Really, really nice woman running it. My God, her husband's a lucky man. Be quiet, Dave. And the thing was really cool. It was a small bonsai plant that literally floated in the air above your desk. I guess it went nuts, and I think they may be back this time around. She was at one of the early meetings a couple of months back talking about Kickstarter opening in Japan, so perhaps they have something new up their sleeve. I don't know. Everybody's sort of secretive about these things, of course. Not only everybody, but everybody. It's a funny balance, and Jed and I have not figured out this balance, how much to keep secret and how much to tell. If you don't tell anybody what's going on, nobody will be there for your campaign. And yet if you blab it all, it's sort of a ho-hum by the time the campaign comes along. The first time around for us 5 years ago, we didn't have that problem because all of the images were all over the net. People knew exactly what we were doing. And the purpose of the campaign was really clear. It was to find out, would people actually be interested in the woodblock versions of the prints rather than just the cheaper inkjet versions? And it was a real question. We had no idea about the answer. So we had the best of both worlds. The campaign information was wide open and out there, and it was viral all over the net. So by the time that campaign of ours opened, it was just people were storming the gates to get in. Now this time, of course, it's nothing like that. We're not changing the world again, It's an evolution. I'll never, I guess, be part of something like that again. That was just incredible 5 years ago. Absolutely incredible. Airbones, oh yeah, that's their previous campaign. So it's, I was chatting with her at one of these Kickstarter meetings. We became a bit friends, and I guess they had some problems fulfilling, the thing. It's the similar story. It happens to many people on Kickstarter. Things go more successfully than you had anticipated. More orders come in, and all of a sudden it takes it to a whole different level of manufacturing problem. And they had, we make our own prints. We do everything here in-house, so we can control what's going on. We succeed or fail on our own hands, But someone like her, it's Chinese manufacturing, and I guess they ran into some problems. I'm not dissing her, just describing. She talked about it in her campaign. And this time around, I think she's either avoided that or gone a different route, tried more to bring it in-house or something. I guess I don't know. I don't have any inside knowledge there. But that's the thing in Kickstarter, isn't it? More orders than you expect, and all of a sudden your Chinese factory flakes out, and away you go. And we're not in any way part of that kind of a system, Kickstarter now forces you, when you're preparing a campaign, they force you to type in a risks and challenges section. Cool, I know, just, to lay out what are the things that might go wrong, And for me this time it was easy. I just typed it. I said, no, we've got lots and lots and lots of experience making prints. We will be able to get them out the door. I'm going to give what I think are sensible deadlines about when I will be shipping them. That's the thing that's not 100% guaranteed. Things beyond my control. A paper problem we had 2 years ago could recur or something. So what I said in the risks thing was, when I get them out the door is potentially flexible, but that I will get them out the door is not. We will ship the prints, period. If I have to do everything myself. Cut these a bit too deep. It's not going to hurt the print, but again, the size of these things, you get a bit confused under the microscope by the size of stuff. I carved so many small dots earlier, but now that I'm in a section of larger dots, your brain still thinks they're smaller. Cuts the depth to match, and it turns out to be too deep. Not going to hurt them, just more effort than is necessary. Another, you heard that sound, and that is the Patreon sound. So we're doing this live, are we? Thank you very much. I really have mixed feelings about this, We get some emails sometimes from people that, I'm a poor student and I don't have enough for lunch tomorrow, and yet I'm going to join your Patreon, and I'm thinking, oh my God, please don't do that. Don't misunderstand, of course, we're happy for people putting in a bit into the kitty. It really has changed my life, but I can't. Not at the cost of your own, eating and stuff like this, please, Hopefully people are doing it reasonably. My God, it's changed our lives. So I'm here, I wouldn't be here. I wasn't here 6 months ago, and here I am now, carving. The 2 new people in the store working out really well. Totally not paying for themselves yet, but whatever, doesn't matter. They're on the way. It will come. The new manager starts October 1st. So I think it's October 2nd. This is going to be his first day here, and he's already doing things for us. Jed's the same guy who's going to be, I say manager. I mean, it's whatever, just a simple catch-all term. Whatever, a new employee who's going to work with me to do many, many jobs, sort of related to manager-type stuff. But because he's totally bilingual, he'll be doing many of the jobs that I did just because I'm the only person who has competent English. Yeah, whatever job it is he's doing. He's already doing work for Jed as well in the time he's got left. I think he's been working with Jed on promoting the Kickstarter campaign. And I saw some stuff in my email box this morning overnight that I was surprised to see a day early, but whatever. Okay, let's get her hand here. Nice, beautiful, soft, curvy strokes here. Quite thin. We need a relief cut for some of these, I think. Let's put that in. Sorry about the spinning, people. It's just each one has to go in a certain direction, and that's it. Okay, where do we start? Got to keep track of my time too, because I've got to play some video for you today, and I've got to get out of here about 7 o'clock, about 9 o'clock. Are we okay? Oh, thank you. Please also remember the Patreon thing, if at any time it's not, whatever, if it's tough, just please, back off, As we've described on the Patreon page too, we're sort of thinking quite a lot now into the future. The idea was to get me back to the bench, which is working, and already that's, it's earning revenue for us. As you saw last week, I carved a yokai print. That's, I won't get paid for it, but the company will get paid for it. So that brings revenue back into us. I'll be putting the octopus aside again next week for another small job, because we desperately need a good gift print. It's an important part of our business every year. In October we put up a gift print, and people they complained last year because it was a repeat. They've been doing it every year for their friends, and it was a repeat. So we need a new, good, interesting gift print this year. That's one of the things on my list to do today out in Ome, where I've got my own print collection. I've got to dig through it, come up with a design, and then sometime over the next couple of weeks carve it. So the octopus will be taking a small vacation again for that job. This lady and the octopus, they don't mind. They'll take their time. It's not cut, is it? Another one. 3 in an hour. Now this is going to make me a little nervous. Are people doing this just to hear these sounds? Careful, Dave. Right. Excuse me, sorry. How's the time? Are we okay? Let me just finish off her fingers here and then get some other stuff organized here. Just a sec. That's what I get rushing through everything. I'm going to screw things up for sure. And this job I got to be careful with. Let's see. This thing about the video, and a video I want to show you, and I've been studying how this software works, this OBS, OSB, I've forgotten what it's called even. OBS. And when I started streaming, I looked around and there seems to be really sort of this software is, I don't know, people hate it or love it or whatever. There's really a strong, what's the word? I don't know. Whatever, there's people that heavily recommend it and people say, oh my God, don't touch that, you're going to die, you know. And I'm on a Mac, there wasn't a whole lot of other options, so I investigated this, and I had real trouble at first, and it turns out not because of the software, but the hardware combination I'm using. This intensity thing really is full of magic, and I hesitate to recommend it because, my God, it's flaky. It's doing the job. Right now it's broadcasting, but it's tough to get set up each time. I can't decide to start streaming like 5 minutes before we start. I've got to get here 20-25 minutes because sometimes it takes that long to find the right combination to get it to work. There's 2 Thunderbolt ports on this Mac. Plug it into port number 1, doesn't work. Plug it into port number 2, it works. Oh, that's nice. Next day it's the other way around. It won't work in port 2, it will work only in port 1. And you go back and forth and back and forth. And whatever, not to diss it because it's working, but it's been flaky. And then so yesterday, for the first time, we tried to play video through this, and I figure out how to do it and what buttons to press and how to get it lined up, and I'm still not quite sure what's going on, so I hope I can do this successfully. We'll see. Cross your fingers. Does that instill you with confidence? Then there's the sound thing. The sound is off. The synchronization. And I've followed Reddit threads, forum threads, just 10 different explanations for it. No idea which one is right. The curious factor, it seems to be changing. Its sound is close at the beginning of a stream and wanders towards the end of the stream. So I don't know. My audio and sound are both coming from the same place. My mic is plugged into the video camera, which is then plugged into the intensity shuttle, goes through the software out to Twitch. We've got a delay, but last night when I played a bit of video through this, tried to play a bit of video through it, that video played with no synchronization problems. So I don't know. I wasn't speaking badly of Reddit. They've been very kind to me, polite to me. They've promoted my work. Very little trouble over there with me. I'm a member myself so that I can go and answer questions. And I guess there's corners of Reddit that I wouldn't want to go, but the corners that talk about me, I have no problem with. So. Same as Twitch, I guess. Who knows? No idea. Okay, let's get this hand finished and move to the next part of today's agenda. Are we there? I think that'll do it. Okay, let me zoom out. Oops, I always get this the wrong way around. The camera's upside down. Here we go, coming along very well. I'm really happy with this. The work is good. The design is magnificent. We're having fun making it. There'll be people who want it when we're done. Okay. All right, moving back here. Let's figure out this video thing. We've got a video coming up. So tonight's Kickstarter. It's Kickstarter for me in Japan now. It's the 12th. It opens tonight. For Westerners, I guess it's tomorrow. I don't know, whatever time zone you're in. So And as I said, I've been studying how to put video into this thing, and the video for the Kickstarter, we had outside people come in and help us complete it. So my video work is sort of okay, but we've learned for a campaign it's really important to have really, really super high quality video. So Jed at his end hired a professional group to come in and help him with it. So I did my bit, sent it over there. They came into Jed's house, brought lights, cameras, action, all that kind of stuff, and it's really quite nice. They've cut it and pasted it, found some nice music to go with it. I think I've got figured out how to do this in this software. I've got it teed up. There's a button here to click, and the video should come in and play. And I don't get feedback, so I don't know if the audio will be playing or if it will be in sync or whatever. So in the chat, let me know. Not like I'm going to be able to fix it anyway, but here we go. All right, let's try this. Cross your fingers. Here's how it is. Our Kickstarter campaign, 2017 Kickstarter campaign video. Let's play.
Hi everybody, I'm Jed Henry. I'm the artist behind Ukiyo-e Heroes. You might have seen my work floating around online, on Reddit or on Instagram. It sounds crazy to say this, but it's been 5 years since we started this series back in 2012. Back then, I did a Kickstarter campaign with my partner Dave Bull, whom you might know as a celebrated Japanese woodblock printmaker.
Dave here, sitting in what has become a very familiar location to viewers of our printmaking videos, our shop in Asakusa in Tokyo. The Ukiyo-e Heroes concept that Jed created 5 years ago has now become a mature and healthy project. During that time, he and I have together created dozens of designs, and many thousands of people all over the world are the proud owners of some of these prints. And here at this end, we now have steady and stable employment for a group of young people working hard to master the skills of traditional printmaking.
My favorite part of this whole project is the fact that we are training a bunch of really talented apprentices over at Dave's workshop in Tokyo. These people are working hard to learn the craft so that they can pass it down into the future and preserve this art form. We're very grateful to you guys, our fans, and our collectors for helping us make this possible.
Now, alive and well this series may be, but after 5 years, Jed and I think it is now possible to take things to another level. Over that time, my workers here have been steadily improving their skills, and this workshop is now capable of creating prints of greater complexity than was possible for the earlier designs in this series. Our previous Ukiyo-e Heroes images were either character studies like this, or scenes of pending action like these. But we feel we are ready to unleash a hidden energy in Jed's brush to take on quite a new and different challenge. So we now bring you what? Eh. Chotto.
Print them and get them into your hands.
From one guy around 6 or 7 years ago, we now have 20 people on our team here. Printing, carving, shipping, print partying. Ukiyo-e Heroes has transformed our lives. It's starting to get actually a bit scary, and I have no idea where it's all going to lead, but we're riding this tiger now, and we just have to see where it takes us. I hope you will come along for this new part of our exciting journey and join this campaign. We are ready to make a whole new level of interesting prints for you. From Jed and I and all the very busy craftspeople here in Tokyo, thank you very much. Okay, hang on a second before you... It was for fun, of course. We did this last night, and the people in the thread were pretty understanding of the game here. But I tell you what, you saw at the end of that video some of the stuff coming up. And, we think we've got an interesting combination here this time of interesting game, and as I mentioned in last night's video, ink on paper. I don't know, Jed may be watching here, I guess, today. I don't know if he's going to be seeing what's going on. We've tried to push more of the actual, real, physical drawing of ink on paper. You saw at the end of that thing, Jed is doing those characters. And those are going to be coming in. And this is the thrust of this, to put more energy, to put more vividness, to zoom in tight, and to put a whole level of, I don't know, the simple word energy into these things. Now, having said that, it turns out when I woke up this morning, just to ready about, I did this last night in the evening stream. I trolled everybody, I guess. I'm sorry. We had fun with this. But something happened overnight. Jed himself, on his own Facebook page and all over the net, sent out emails to like 30,000 people announcing the full content of the campaign. So it's not actually a secret. So I've got a second video teed up here, you know. Shall we do this? Can I ask you, don't tell anybody? Can I show you the real Kickstarter video that will be opening up later this evening? Let's do this. What's the worst that could happen? It's like somebody's going to copy it and show it on the internet. Let's do this. Here's the real video. No trolling this time.
Hi everybody, I'm Jed Henry. I'm the artist behind Ukiyo-e Heroes. You might have seen my work floating around online on Reddit or on Instagram. It sounds crazy to say this, but it's been 5 years since we started this series back in 2012. Back then, I did a Kickstarter campaign with my partner Dave Bull, whom you might know as a celebrated Japanese woodblock printmaker.
Dave here, sitting in what has become a very familiar location to viewers of our printmaking videos, our shop in Asakusa in Tokyo. The Ukiyo-e Heroes concept that Jed created 5 years ago has now become a mature and healthy project. During that time, he and I have together created dozens of designs, and many thousands of people all over the world are the proud owners of some of these prints. And here at this end, we now have steady and stable employment for a group of young people working hard to master the skills of traditional printmaking.
My favorite part of this whole project is the fact that we are training a bunch of really talented apprentices over at Dave's workshop in Tokyo. These people are working hard to learn the craft so that they can pass it down into the future and preserve this art form. We're very grateful to you guys, our fans, and our collectors for helping us make this possible.
Now, alive and well this series may be, but after 5 years, Jed and I think it is now possible to take things to another level. Over that time, my workers here have been steadily improving their skills, and this workshop is now capable of creating prints of greater complexity than was possible for the earlier designs in this series. Our previous Ukiyo-e Heroes images were either character studies like this, or scenes of pending action like these. But we feel we are ready to unleash a hidden energy in Jed's brush, to take on quite a new and different challenge. So we now bring you Ukiyo-e Heroes Boss Fights.
There's a long tradition in Japanese printmaking of depicting epic battles between heroes, villains, and monsters. And as you can see, these artists just flooded the page with power and action. In the spirit of this action genre, I've come up with some new designs that are, top to bottom, as full of energy as possible. I've pushed the point of view closer, and I've included more motion, more chaos, and more conflict. To be fair, some of these battles aren't technically boss fights, but we still like the name. And in the spirit of the boss fight, we really tried to give these images a climactic feel. All these designs will be available as digital giclée prints on Japanese paper. But the real goal of this Kickstarter is the creation of a new group of handmade, hand-carved woodblock prints. Dave's team in Japan has already begun production on this first image, and he tells me it'll be ready to ship to Kickstarter backers about 2 months after the close of this campaign.
Yes, carving has begun and is progressing steadily day by day. Once that key block you saw is ready, we'll prepare a set of color blocks, and when they're done, printing will begin. As always, all the finished prints will be sent over to Jed for inspection, signing, and sealing, and then shipping out to the waiting Kickstarter backers.
Along with our new Boss Fights designs, we're also going to produce 3 of our classic designs as handmade wood prints. We know a lot of people have been waiting for these particular designs, and we're excited to carve them and print them and get them into your hands.
From one guy around 6 or 7 years ago, we now have 20 people on our team here. Printing, carving, shipping, print partying. Ukiyo-e Heroes has transformed our lives. It's starting to get actually a bit scary, and I have no idea where it's all going to lead, but we're riding this tiger now, and we just have to see where it takes us.
I hope you will come along for this new part of our exciting journey and join this campaign. We are ready to make a whole new level of interesting prints for you. From Jed and I and all the very busy craftspeople here in Tokyo, thank you very much.
There we go. Thanks for your patience about this, and thanks for letting me fool around with you and pull your chain on the other one, or whatever. So, Jed can draw. Jed can draw, and man, he's getting better and better and better at it as we go along. As I said there, where's this thing going from here? I can't see it. I have no idea. He has ups and he has downs. He feels confident about this sometimes, and sometimes he doesn't feel confident about it. But this time around, we've got him back to the brush, back to drawing. And I'm very happy with the way this is going. So anyway, there you have it. I'm not trying to really promote this campaign, such a big deal. I'm sorry. 5 years ago, it was a world-changing event. It was a thing that changed a lot of things. That's not happening this time. We're not looking for, blowing up the world. It's evolution for us. And part of the reason for doing this is to put some stress on us, and to push us to a different level. To push us to carve more densely, to print more overlaid colors, for Jed to draw in a different style, get out of his safety space. That's why we're doing this. And so far, so good. It's been working. Some of you might participate, some of you might not, whatever. It's all in the game. It's all part of it. We have our regular work moving forward anyway, no matter how that goes along. There we are. As I said, that's enough for now. I've got to get out to the Ome workshop because there's a list of things a mile long waiting for me to do. Tomorrow's schedule, Wednesday morning in Tokyo, I'll be here for a normal octopus carving session. Wednesday evening, we'll have another pesky order coming. Tomorrow morning, I'll be here for a normal octopus session. Wednesday evening, there will be no session because I'll be over at Kickstarter on stage with their whatever, getting our pictures taken for TV and stuff. From Thursday, it should be a normal session. I'm going to have fun reading this chat a little bit later on. Thank you for your patience with our games, and thank you for your patience with the very slow pace of everything that happens here. I'm happy to have you as part of our community, and I'm happy to feel a little bit, at least, part of your community too. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again, same time, same station, tomorrow morning. Thank you, guys, girls, everybody.